Hey everybody, this is Tim. Welcome back to Doc's Autos. Today we are finally getting paint on the 52. That is right, it has been way too long. This car has been ready to get paint on it. And well, we have a can. We're gonna do just that. So this won't get the entire car done, of course, but it's gonna give us a good start to know if this is our final color we're going to use. So the plan for today, if you can see, the interior is masked up, well, loosely. And my goal is to just see if we can get this floor covered, or most of it, with this final color. And that should tell us if we're good to go or not. And if this is the color, great. We can finalize the block sanding on the body and bring all the rest of the panels back up here and get those all prepped for final paint. Everything here has a couple layers of primer on it. So like I said, final blocking, of course, of the body. And then the panels we'll hit with a final block sanding as well, and then seal everything up and lay down some paint. But today we're gonna go ahead and just get a coat of sealer laid down here, and then our paint, and see how everything looks. So let's go ahead and get our sealer mixed up. Alrighty, we've got our sealer mixed up, and I went ahead and just shot a couple of test sprays behind me on the wall, and my pattern looks pretty good. So, of course, the furnace turns back on. Let's go paint something. Alrighty, we've got our coat of sealer on there. That's going to take a few minutes to cure up, get ready for the base coat. Basically, with the Nason stuff, if you let it sit longer than a day, you've got to come back and rescuff it before you can continue on. But if we hit it here in the next short bit of time before it fully cures, we can go ahead and just spray our base right on top of that, and then give that some time to sit. Gas off a little bit, and then we can take our clear coat and put that on top. So basically, once you start, you just keep going. So we're gonna go ahead, let this sit for a few minutes, mix up our base coat, do a little test spray over here on the side, and keep on moving. So if you can see this here, here's the mix of colors that go in to the color we've chosen for the 52. And we've had to do some additional fiddling to subtract and add just a few grams or partial grams of the different colors, tints between what the gun originally saw when I scanned it last year, and then what we've come up with for a final color. Because as you've maybe seen over the last year, we've been trying different colors and have come up 5 or 6 different variations. The original color code was nowhere near this car, yet this is original color from what I've seen. Everything we pulled apart, I don't see any signs of resprays or second coats or anything. So maybe 1952 to 2022 last year, there are some changes in how the paint codes are read. But anyways, we've got this color here. We're gonna go ahead and mix it up and see what happens. Alrighty, we've got our base coat good to go. The little spray out sample over there turned out pretty good, so our fan pattern should be good. Let's go ahead and just lay it down inside. And remember, I'm not going for perfection. It's the floor. It's going to be covered with carpet and sound deadening material, whatever. You're never going to see it, but I want to have paint on there, just coating anywise, and this gives me a good opportunity to check out the color. And well, I was mixing it. It seems a little different from original color, because the other stuff was like super faded and almost turquoisey green, versus some of the original paint that I found hidden under panels and behind seats and stuff. So I guess we'll see what this looks like. Alrighty, we've got our base coat in the inside. You can maybe see behind me just a little bit of a sample. And I think the color is very close to what I've been shooting for. Of course, it's been so long now, I really don't have any more original paint to use, or other than pictures, but even those are distorted. So we're going to let the base coat dry for a good 15 minutes here, maybe a few minutes more. Give me a chance to paint my gun, or clean my guns, and mix up that clear coat. So when the time comes, we can go ahead and lay a couple of coats of that down, and hopefully it turns out. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and lay down our clear coat. We've got about a half of a jug of good stuff going on here. And, you know, I am just using the basic cheapy Harbor Freight guns. I haven't determined yet, for the amount of painting I do now, if it's worthwhile to buy an expensive gun. I haven't had bad results yet. I'm sure with a better gun I would have better results. But again, do I invest hundreds of dollars in a gun I may use at this point in time? Very rarely. Or do I just buy a Harbor Freight gun for every new job, invest 25 bucks and call it good? I guess we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the car here turns out. Again, the 52 is kind of my baseline testing ground for the other restorations I've got going on. So this is the guinea pig, and we'll see what happens. But we've got our tub of goo here, our clear, and like I said, we've got the cup system here from Harbor Freight instead of just the plain old single cup, because these are disposable, they're easy to mix, they've got measuring on it, and it's pretty easy to use. So let's just go ahead, get our clear coat on, and then we'll see how it looks. Alrighty, we're gonna let the stuff settle in here, vent out the garage, clean up our tools. We'll come back and we'll see how it looks. Stay tuned. Alrighty, well, the paint is done. It is dry. We got 2 coats of base on there and 2 coats of clear. Didn't have enough base coat left for drop coat, but again, like I said, it's going under carpeting, who cares? So let's see what it actually looks like. Alrighty, here it is. Now, of course, yeah, there's a few little chunks and debris in the paint, but you know what? Again, it's the floor. I'm not worried about it. It's covered with carpet, but it's protected from rust. And I think it looks pretty good. Color came out better than I expected when I put the first coat down. And if you see, run back a little bit from the first coat, it looked really pale and gray. And now that we get this, a couple coats on there and some clear, I think the color is really close to what I want it to be. It's still a little bit off from the dashboard. It's under here, you can see. But again, we've got decades of fade between the dashboard and down here. So way back when I started taking this car apart, there was parts that were covered up for years. It looked very similar to this color, and I think once everything else gets painted, especially on the outside, get it looking in the outdoors, a little bit of pearl in there will definitely look pretty nice. Now the big question is it wife approved? I'm gonna go see. If you want here and look at it. All right, what do you think of the color, kid?
It looks good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it's sparkly.
What do you think, wife?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, we got kid approval, so that works for me. The My wife did come out and look at it and likes the color. And yeah, we had looked at something a little more of a blue tint in one of the iterations, but this is what we ended up with. And I think this is what I'm going to stick with because I really don't want to do this again. And of course, when we actually repaint the rest of the outside, we're going to do all the jams, of course. So I'll end up probably back taping just inside here a few inches and whatnot. So we'll end up getting, you know, again, probably a little seam in here somewhere. But again, it's getting covered in carpet. You're never going to see it. But I think that looks, I think that's going to be a good color. We'll take a look at it out in the light, maybe tomorrow because it's currently dark. But for now, it is time for me to wrap this up, clean up my mess, and spend some time with the family. Maybe watch a movie or something like that, and whatnot. So if this was entertaining, I mean, we've been working on this project for a couple of years, so hopefully you've subscribed to the channel by now. If not, please do. We've got a couple of other restorations going on, and love to see you come back and follow along as we get closer to finishing up the 52 Chevy. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.